How y'all doing? I realized something, and we did not pay it any attention. Let me ask you something. They told us that these world fairs were temporary, that they were made out of plaster, right? They're gonna have to scramble on this one. They're gonna have to scramble. You have to tell me something. I did an entire video on this electric tower right here, correct? That electric tower still stands today in Buffalo. And do you see this building right here? This building right here? That's the Buffalo Savings Bank. I already did a whole documentary on the Buffalo Savings Bank. I went there. I touched it. Y'all saw me. It's made out of stone. I already went here. Y'all saw me. It's made out of stone. Y'all can see the water coming out of it. You know it's made out of stone. But they tried to tell you it's made out of plaster. If it's made out of plaster, how come it's still here hundreds of years later? This obviously isn't plaster. And if you're gonna tell us this was plaster, why are these still here? If it was plaster, why are there still buildings made out of solid stone left over from our world fairs? As you examine these world fairs, and I show you this footage, overlay that over your city and ask yourself, where is this building at? Like, I found the electric tower. I found that, so I know they both exist, meaning they weren't made out of plaster. You're lying. Also, we're gonna go and take a look at all of these and figure out what all these Tartarian cities look like. All they did was locate the Tartarian cities. They located the Tartarian cities, and then after that, they threw a world fair to say it was a world fair so that they could destroy it afterwards. There's something else y'all missed. Look around. Do you see anything around here? You don't see anything, right? Why? This is the main city. This is the main. There's nothing around here. So, I want y'all to ask me, think for a second. Think. They're telling you this is a world fair. First of all, look at it. Y'all know they lied, right? But let's take this a step further. We all have county fairs in our towns, right? When you have a county fair, what do you need? You need a whole clear plot of land, right? Like, why? Because you and I both know they're going to come in with all their rides and everything, and you need the big machines, and you need a whole space for those, right? A temporary space. Everybody knows the fair is going to come into town, then it's going to leave, and it's going to go away, and it's not going to come back, right? Right. But you need a whole entire space. How is it they tried to tell us that this was a fair, but they used the entire city? Pause. Once again, you're sitting here looking at the St. Louis World Fair. Same thing. Tartarian City. You see the main energy point. The main energy point is a water source, which has the ether, channel, chi, flow. You see all the water flowing through here. I got 2 more world fairs to show y'all. This ain't it. It's the same pattern. Every world fair, big water basin, big water channeling ether collector over here, pumping around the whole entire city. The whole entire city. Look around. Look on the outskirts. If this was a fair, there would be a whole city and buildings over here, meaning when you guys are done with your little temporary fair, you're going home. Does it look like anybody here has a home to go to? No. Because obviously this is the city of St. Louis. It's the entire city. Just like this is the entire city. That's the electric tower now. That's Canal Side right there. That's the entire city. So your entire world fair, with some common sense, your whole story falls apart. Because the entire city is the world fair. So it can't be a world fair if it's a city. Just a Tartarian city. free, water-flowing, chi energy device, like every other city. San Francisco, Golden Gate, World's Fair, which you can't have. Look at that. That's got to be in San Francisco somewhere. Look at the energy and the power of this obelisk. And not only that, like this right here has another water basin right here. This whole area here is known as the Court of Reflections, because the water here, and they put things around it that reflect off the water. Of course, I'm going to show you. Then right here, you got this, you got more water that goes up in there, and there's more water that goes around here. Just like every other Tartarian city. Y'all don't realize your city is supposed to be sparkling. Like you're supposed to see water sparkling up. And then like when the sunlight hits the water, it makes like rainbows. And those rainbows bounce off. They make orbs and beautiful things, and everything's just imagine yourself around water fountains and just water shooting up everywhere. You'd feel like you were at Disneyland. San Francisco. This is the World Fair. Take a look. They got some kind of crazy water device in here doing something. They got a bridge right here. You can just tell it's the entire, look, it's the entire city. It's all of it. More, San Francisco. What are you looking at here? Again, what do you have? Big, huge, large basin. What do you got back there? Something gushing out water, pouring out into the basin. Again, free energy devices, antennas everywhere. Full Tartarian city. Let's come over here, show it off to everybody, tell them it's a World Fair, then let's blow it up afterwards. Look at the fountains. Like, look at the fountains. By now, y'all, after a while, y'all gonna start to understand how we used to live and why they took everything they took. This is something you experience and you enjoy. You sit and wonder. You don't come and walk by here real quick and then go to work. Look at that. That's in St. Louis. Like, come on now. San Francisco. And I'm starting to think San Francisco World Fair was gold. Like, they painted this gold and that actually looked like it's shining and it's shimmering. I don't have the gold, I don't have this book yet for this World Fair, but I have a feeling I'm gonna read this book and this is gonna be gold. And then if this is gold, and then they come in, they blow up this stuff with dynamite, that would probably leave a bunch of gold. Nah, I'll say that for another video. This is at the San Francisco World Fair. This is called the Court of Reflections. Look at that. Look at this majestic beauty. They want to tell you they did in 1920 or something. Temporary. Look at that. If somebody wanted to try and make this design today, just this area, just this court, it would take them 6 months and a team just to come up with the design and what everybody needs to do and where they need to get stone and materials from. Then it would take them another 3 to 5 years just to do this court. Look at the size of that. This is still the Court of Reflections. Look at the size of that arch. Look at the reflections bouncing off inside of the water. Absolutely amazing. San Francisco, look, Exposition, look, the Golden Gate Bridge there and everything. All I'm telling you is it can't be a World Fair if the entire city is used and that there are buildings that exist today that are made out of stone. That means y'all lied about the plaster and it being temporary. A city is permanent. That's because it's Tartarian.